Nation's immigration policy is in the pipeline. Without congressional approval, the administration is weighing limiting the removal of immigrants living in the U.S. illegally who do not have serious criminal records. Listen.
I am looking for ways to more effectively enforce and administer our immigration laws. I don't understand those who say we are not enforcing the law. We are enforcing the law every day. None of what I can do, however, is a substitute for action by Congress.
Utah Senator Mike Lee is among the 22 lawmakers who sent a letter to President Obama regarding his immigration policy. He joins us now. Now, a lot of people will say, Senator, and welcome to the show, great to see you in studio, that the president's got these deportation records very extremely high. Pressure on him to get him down. Hence, we have Homeland Security talking about changing the types of criteria for deportation. How do you feel about that?
You know, some of it depends on what his intentions are. If his intentions are to bring about policy changes that he can't get through Congress, that's a big problem. You know, we have an elected House, an elected Senate for a reason. Those who make our laws are supposed to be accountable to the people at 2-year intervals in the case of the House and 6-year intervals in the case of the Senate. When the president circumvents this and tries to rewrite the law himself, that causes problems. It throws the whole system off.
All right, so you're not even that worried. You're not even concerned about the content of the changes he's going to make. The fact that he's going to make changes without checking with you guys, the checks and balances, that's disturbing but not new. We've had 6 months of executive orders.
Disturbing but not new, and it actually gets more disturbing every time. And yeah, I am concerned about the content of it because the content of it will tell us a lot about what his intentions are. If, in fact, he's trying to just make us irrelevant, then, yeah, we've got a problem. If all he's trying to do is say, look, this is how I'm allocating scarce resources, that's something different.
Well, he's talking about, hey, if you came here multiple times, you're violating the law, but you haven't committed any crimes, so we're not going to really make you a priority to deport you.
Yeah, there's a difference, though, between not making somebody a priority and saying to an entire group of people, don't worry about obeying this law because we're effectively going to leave it off the books. That's a problem. It's also a problem because it tells Congress, hey, you don't really need to act here. It makes it less likely that we get the kind of legislative reform we need out of Congress because Congress feels like an irrelevant, unnecessary fifth wheel.
You could argue that already deportations are down. In fact, the numbers don't lie. They dropped by about 50,000 within the last year. So after being very high in 2012, not nearly as high in 2013. So the trend might just be coming official. Meanwhile, I want to bring you to something else. Speaker Boehner, late last week, in speaking locally in Ohio, started mocking Republicans who don't want to do immigration reform. You know, it passed the Senate. It stopped in the House. He's looking to pressure, turn up the heat, and maybe get something done in August. Your feeling about that?
Well, you know, I think the biggest reason why some of his colleagues in the House might feel that way is if they're being told, look, you've got to pass all of this Gang of Eight immigration bill, all 1,200 pages of it, or you've got to pass nothing. People don't like to be told that because it's not a good way to go. I think most members of his Republican conference in the House would be willing and, in fact, eager to pass some form of immigration reform. But it needs to be broken up and it needs to be taken step by step, one step at a time.
All right. Senator Lee, thanks so much for joining us. Always great to see you in studio. Stay out of trouble in New York, okay?
Thank you.
All right.